We need to talk. See, despite Phantom Forces having a wide variety of different guns and attachments, why the f do I keep seeing the same gun over and over and over again? Why? Do you know what I see when I go on Metro? M16A3s. Do you know what I see when I go on Warehouse? M16A3s. Do you know what I see when I go on Desert Storm? A full ton of BFGs, but also some M16A3s. And this really got me thinking. With such a wide diversity of weapon categories and wacky sights, why is it always the Reflex? Seriously, after the scope update, most sights were adjusted to be just like the Reflex and in some cases just like the Kousaku Sight. So why even after all of these adjustments to try and diversify the average Phantom Forces lobby, how is it still the same? And then it hit me. Because Phantom Forces has such a wide selection of weapons in nearly every category, most guns end up feeling the complete same. Like let's take the AUG A2 and AUG A3 for example. Both of these are CQC side grades to the AUG A1, offering better damage and close range potential while retaining the AUG signature non-existent recoil. And then we also have the freaking AUG H-bar, which is like, there really isn't any better way to describe it than just a beefed up AUG A1. Seriously, the A2 and A3 have nearly identical stats and the same exact practical application in the same sense that the A1 and H-bar does. And that's really where the problem lies. Because we have so many weapons, it's hard for guns to establish a strong enough niche, like for example the C7 and every sweat's favorite M16A3. In this case, both guns once again have nearly identical stats, so that's where factors such as rank unlock and attachment cost comes into play, where in most cases people are going to go with the more accessible option. Speaking of options, usually what most FPS games do when they want to spice up their automatic rifle selection is that they add some sort of AK as a higher damage but less accurate assault rifle variant for the players to have fun with, but once again Stylus added way too frickin' many. I mean seriously, it starts off with the AK-47, a strong two-shotter with powerful kill ranges but horrible recoil. Then shortly after we have the AK-74 that takes away some power in exchange for better accuracy. See, already there we have a pretty good dynamic between these two variants where both of them are side grades to other options. But then Stylus decided to say f it and threw in the AKM, which literally does the damage of the AK-47 while having the accuracy and recoil control of the AK-74, once again neutering both guns as just objectively worse options comparatively. We're only talking about some assault rifles outclassing others. What about entire categories being nearly worthless in the grand scheme of things? And I mean this sincerely, when is the last time you used a carbine or a DMR that wasn't the Honey Badger or any of these guns? Exactly. Never. You know why? Because they aren't part of the meta. And no, I'm serious. Phantom Forces quote-unquote meta has just completely devolved down to a simple question that decides which guns are and aren't meta. And that question is this new thing a better M16A3 or completely busted? And the answer is often no. I mean really, the M16A3 has always stood above Phantom Forces as the meta, and has only ever had that spot challenged by crazy additions like 20-round drum flechette AA-12, the old M107, the new M107, although not to be mistaken for the current day M107. Compare that to the newest additions in the 5.0, BWC-9, Stoner 96, Stoner 96 again, and the MGV. All of these guns are wildly different from one another, and to Stylus's credit, also play fairly uniquely compared to the other guns in their category. Yet, I bet you still haven't seen any of these because you were too busy getting spawn trapped by generic the M16A3 main on KOF Metro. No, you know what? I'm done. This is dumb and I don't get it. Why is it always the M16A3 on every single map? Why do they always use the goddamn same setup? And for God's sakes, how is their spacebar not just a pile of dust?